Today, we'll be delving into a fascinating concept, the mind brain distinction. The idea explores the relationship between the mind and the brain and has been a subject of debate for centuries. To understand it better, let's start with a brief overview. The mind brain distinction refers to the philosophical and scientific inquiry into the relationship between our mental experience, the mind, and the physical organ responsible for these experiences, the brain. It explores whether the mind and the brain are separate entities or if they are two aspects that are the same. It's a complex concept that has intrigued thinkers throughout history. One of the earliest figures to contribute to this discussion was the 17th century philosopher Rene Descartes. He proposed a dualistic view, suggesting that the mind and body are distinct entities. Rene believed that the mind or soul is a non-physical substance, distinct from the physical body, including the brain. The mind can exist outside the body, and the body cannot think. This concept is famously captured in his statement, "I think, therefore I am." This may be why we have the saying, "think before you act," because sometimes the brain works on its own without us considering the consequences of our actions. Jumping ahead to the 19th century, Thomas Huxley, a renowned biologist and advocate of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, took a different stance. For him, there was no need to assume a separate existence for the mind. He thought that the mind wasn't this magical thing, but more like a product of the brain's work. Just like a smartphone's apps run on its hardware, for Huxley, the brain does it all, and no need for a separate mind.
Imagine this. Think of your brain as the hardware of a computer, the physical structure that processes information. It's like the circuitry and components that make a computer function. Now, just as a computer needs software to perform tasks, our minds are the software that utilizes the brain's capabilities. The mind allows for thoughts, emotions, and consciousness. Comparable to software, the mind is dynamic and ever-changing. It processes information, forms beliefs, and generates thoughts. Let's explore some everyday scenarios that illustrate this concept. For example, when you learn a new skill, like riding a bike, your brain processes the physical aspects, hardware, while your mind stores the memories, emotions, and knowledge related to the experience, software.
Think of your brain as a symphony orchestra, with different sections representing various brain regions. Each musician corresponds to a neuron, and when they play together, it creates a symphony of your thoughts and actions. The mind, on the other hand, is the conductor shaping the melody, interpreting the notes, and giving the performance its unique flavor. Picture your brain as a vast library filled with books, each representing a memory or piece of information. Now, the librarian managing this library is in your mind. It organizes, arranges, and retrieves information, turning the raw data stored in the brain into meaningful knowledge. Like the harmony between hardware and software, the mind and the brain work in tandem. Changes in brain health or structure can influence our perceptual processes, emphasizing the interconnected nature of the two.
In summary, the mind-brain distinction is like the dance between a musician and their instrument, or the organization of a library by a meticulous librarian. Remember, while neuroscience explores the intricate workings of the brain, the mind, with its thoughts, emotions, and consciousness, adds a layer of richness to our existence that goes beyond mere neurological processes. So, let's continue to unravel the mysteries of the mind-brain connection, appreciating both the hardware and software that makes us uniquely human.